This is Gary Payton II, and you are listening to the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game.
Damn. That was last season? GP2.
I got money.
Welcome back to the Bay Area. Gary Payton II. As this segment is sponsored by Golden State Lumber, serving the Bay Area for 3 generations. When you succeed, we succeed. Visit goldenstatelumber.com. Today, we are going guest-free because we want to hear from Dub Nation. What are your overall thoughts on the deal to trade away James Wiseman? The number 2 overall pick of the 2020 NBA draft is now gone. Short tenure. I think there's like a handful of guys who've played less games with their teams as a top 2 pick. Like Markelle Fultz is one of them, right? From Philadelphia.
Who isn't playing bad.
Who isn't playing bad.
I mean,
but a lot of people have destroyed him, and
yes.
Now he's in Orlando, but he's not playing bad.
No.
Probably shouldn't have been a number 1 overall pick anyway.
Yeah.
Played on a team that won like 9 games in college. Washington.
Yeah, they didn't even make the tournament, correct?
Yeah, they were terrible. Shouldn't have been, but, it is what it is. Did the Warriors get better yesterday? I think we all agree that they did. However, is this enough to get through the Western Conference? Now, Bogut said this
I don't know.
With Steiny Guru about top seeds, whether or not they want to play the Golden State Warriors.
Still a dangerous team. I mean, look, you from the play-in makes it a bit harder where they're at now. They're in 9th in the West. They could potentially go to 4th, 10th if they lose a game or two. Again, if they sneak into 5 or 6, I still, if I'm a 1, 2, 3, 4 seed, I don't want to play them. I think they really strategize playoff series as well. They really make good adjustments, and they've got some killers on that team that have been there. So that's the one team below maybe 5 or 6 that you do not want to see. But I think they do need to get a bit of consistency. But that comes down to injuries. It comes down to a bit of luck as well. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see if they can switch that quickly post All-Star break.
Top seeds don't want to face the Golden State Warriors.
I could barely understand the end because of the thick accent. I love the Australian accent. Whenever I hear Bogut, I think of Greg Norman.
I don't think of him.
I know you don't, but I do. And Spadoni gets in my ear. Yeah, but Norman was a choker, and
Norman
Bogut
is a choker.
was not a choker.
And Norman is a bad human being, or he has some bad. Let's just say some of the words he's spoken in the past.
If you want to smile, you know what? I'm not even going to bring it up.
Yeah, don't even do it. Let's go to the calls. Armand in San Jose. Armand, what's happening? You're on the roast.
What's up, y'all? Hey, Shafter, you got to lay off that social media, man. Do not let that stuff drive you crazy, man.
Yeah.
I just honestly, you know what it is? Real quick, for just a second. I'm rewatching Sopranos and all the therapy and everything that's going on in there because, who hasn't talked to somebody in their own life who needs it or whatever? And the kid came out and admitted that he's going to therapy and he's had a lot of issues. And I'm just like, man, we can't even say, hey, you know what? I'm sorry it didn't work out here. Best of luck on the next spot.
You got to think, Armand, real quick. A lot of people on social media are kids who are younger than 25. They're 30, 27, 28. They haven't gone through real world problems yet.
Perspective, you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I just think the anonymous part of social media makes it so easy to just type away a lot of hate, and I just feel bad for the kid.
Hey, you know what? You're going to be online arguing with a 15-year-old like Kevin Durant. Don't go out like that.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, here's the thing with Wiseman and the Warriors. Number one, I'm happy for him going to Detroit. I'm surprised because they got Beef Stew and Jalen Duren out there, but they actually started him tonight from what I understand. It comes down to this. Steve Kerr is at fault for this reason. He acknowledged that Wiseman can get you 20 points a game, but we don't need that.
Yep.
And I have a problem when you know a guy, like this is the coach, not me. You know he's offensively skilled, and you don't want him to show it. I have never heard of a player whose coach has confidence in his scoring ability, but you don't want him to use his strength. That's stupid.
Yeah.
And the fact that you didn't let him do some of the things he did his rookie year, shoot the 3, pick and pop. One thing that you notice about this team, we've always had a stretch big. We had Mo Spates.
Yeah.
We had David West, who could at least shoot 50.
He could hit the elbow extended.
We had Bielisa last year. Exactly. We don't have that, but technically we do with Patrick Baldwin Jr. or Wiseman.
I like
Don't give Wiseman a chance to do the things that he does better. That's bad coaching, in my opinion.
Yeah,
this was a guy that walked into a tailor-made situation. He didn't have to go through the grind. I know people don't like Mark Jackson out here, but one thing Mark Jackson did do, he instilled confidence in those young guys, Steph and Clay. They'll tell you that to this day. What the hell confidence can you say this coach really instilled in his young players? That, by the way, this organization said they were going all in on. and you backtrack right away. They have to take responsibility for that.
That's a great call.
Wiseman, yeah, he was injured. He didn't play as good at times, but you know what? At the end of the day, as an organization, if you're going to make a decision, you're going to go all in, then you need to go all in. I don't believe that were that transparent. They backtrack. And for the starters, I got to say this before I go. Bonte, you brought this up. You know, you guys blew a lot of leads. They've gotten a lot of passes around here for being lazy, not showing up to games against Orlando. You got what you wanted. There was no damn excuse the rest of the season not to show up and compete hard because you wanted GP2 back.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't want him. You wanted Avery Bradley, like you said, and that was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But you got him back. So there's no more excuses for you. So I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, well, seeding doesn't matter. It does now.
It does.
Hey, Armand.
As they sit in the 9 spot.
Call back. That's one of the best calls I've heard here in months. Right on point. He's right on point. You don't want to play to Wiseman's strengths?
Well,
you want to suppress him and say, no, we know you can score 20, but you need to learn how to screen set and you need to move without the basketball. We don't need you to score. Well, it would help this team to get some damn easy baskets. How dependent are they on the three-point shot? And we saw it against Portland. How many layups do I have to see get passed up? I've been waiting for big on this team to just grab the ball and flush it.
I know.
We've been waiting on that for so long, so don't tell me that it wasn't just Lake if they wanted Wiseman. It was this entire damn organization, including some of your superstars who wanted Wiseman. So Armand's out pointing the sense that now you got GP2. And now, is it enough in the Western Conference? You got what you wanted. You're going to be playing small. You got your guy back who helped you win the championship. Is that enough to get through the Western Conference? And as Armand said, nobody's going to buy the excuses if you get flamed out in the first or second round. Nobody wants to hear it around here.
On the usage of Wiseman, like I knew the counter argument's always going to be, well, okay, offensively he can get you 20, but he can't play any defense. Did you watch Mo Spates play defense? Now I understand Mo Spates is a 10th man on the bench, but like this is what the team wanted him to do is fill that 9th, 10th spot coming into a championship core.
And you know what? The thing with Mo Spates, so many people fixated on his defense. You could have used Mo Spates in Game 7 in 2016 against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I'm not going to say the other guy's name because, Sideshow Bob drove me nuts.
Henderson Varejao.
And don't even start me. And that's another Kerr decision, but that's fine. Look, do I think Kerr's really good? Of course. What's his big weakness to me? The rigidity. His rigidity, I am obsessed with ball movement.
Right.
I'm never going to adjust no matter who's out on the court. You can only play my way. I will not play young players. Mm-hmm. I would ask you this. Jordan Poole, I believe, has been developed. Has there been one other young player that they've developed to their fruition?
So you got Jordan Poole, Kevon Looney. Jonathan Kuminga's developing.
I don't think he's anywhere near his potential.
There was a lot of pushback with him.
Kevon Looney is at his fullest potential.
Yeah, Kevon Looney, Jordan Poole. And to be honest, Draymond was a bit young when Kerr got here, and Steve Kerr did maximize Draymond Green. He gets credit for that.
I know it
Draymond
started
Green
before that.
But he was not the Draymond Green he was with Mark Jackson.
And I would also say that he wasn't the same Draymond Green. His best season was actually with Luke Walton.
Oh, to start those first 41 games?
That was his best year.
Yeah.
The Luke Walton and him were on the same page. He was incredible that year.
He was incredible.
Now, maybe that was just an outlier year from Draymond. Okay, so, but I'm just saying, like, you got to adjust a little. Part of the Popovich thing.
And look, let's give more Kerr credit, because I don't want to just crush him.
I'm not crushing him.
He helped unlock Steph Curry to a way he was unguardable.
Of course. Instead of just iso ball.
Klay Thompson became a new two-way player.
Yeah, but Bonte, I was getting to the Popovich thing. Part of why Popovich is such a revered coaching idol for a lot of the coaches is he's won in a variety of ways. Mm-hmm. Part of why Belichick is such a great coach is he's won in a variety of ways. Defensive dominant, offensive dominant, somewhere in between. Popovich went from, hey, we're going to have all these bigs to ball movement, right? And he has evolved over time. Kerr has been very rigid in, I only do this ball movement thing. They're going to lead the league in turnovers because they pass it more than anyone else.
Because a lot of people beg for pick and rolls with Steve Kerr.
Well, mix it in a little. And like one of my big issues with Chip Kelly was, he goes, I don't use a fullback. So if I gave you Mike Allstott, you couldn't find a way to use him?
And the whole up-tempo thing. Yeah, I don't slow down for nobody. Well, you need to slow down a little bit.
There's a time and a place.
Your defense has played 4 more full games by being on the field so
then my counter to Kerr would be like, you've had a lot of success with ball movement. No one's saying it's got to go away. But if you want this kid to start feeling confident and feeling good, maybe you should switch it up a little just for him on second unit possessions.
I thought the Jordan Poole James Wiseman pick and roll could have been devastating.
I agree.
I thought the Kuminga-Wiseman two-man game could have been devastating. We saw glimpses in the preseason. Now, people are going to say, Bonte, that's preseason. But we saw glimpses.
I saw it.
We saw it in Tokyo. We saw it out here when they played the Nuggets on that Friday night in the preseason finale. Tweak it a little bit. Ty Jerome joined us at the Gatehouse after one game. And I asked him about, Wiseman's screen setting. Maybe it's not where you guys want it to be. But how devastating is it when he does set that screen? He goes, dude, it opens up the entire lane for me. Why? Because people have to respect James Wiseman vertical spacing. You do. Ty Jerome hit like 3 floaters in that game, basically due to James Wiseman rolling to the basket. And teams are like, oh, man, we got to respect James Wiseman because he's going to go up there and get in this automatic bucket. We'll let Ty Jerome just drive the lane. He gets an easy floater. It's the game within the game. But it is what it is. He's now in Detroit. And now he gets to play. Now he has no expectations.
Can I ask
now
you
he just gets to go play. That's all he needs to do. Just go play.
It just felt like to me Wiseman was such a scapegoat for so many people. Look at his demeanor. Look at him sulking. Look at him doing this.
Of course he's going to sulk.
Who's the player? Who's the player that the fan base is going to turn into next as the scapegoat?
Oh no, it's not going to be a player.
Who is it?
Oh well, no, it will be a player.
Who?
It'll be Jordan Poole.
You think it'll be Jordan Poole?
Not only will it be Jordan Poole, it's going to be Steve Kerr. For not maximizing Steph, for not playing GP2 enough. And it's going to be Joe Lacob as well, because they're going to say Joe Lacob waited too long to pivot off of James Wiseman. It was too late to trade him when you traded him. Well, was it too late? When I look at the Western Conference standings, I see a lot of teams in the middle of the pack.
No, everyone.
I see. I'll look at the Western Conference standings.
If you go 2 games under, you're out of the playoffs.
I look at the Western Conference standings. Dallas is in 4th place right now. They have 26 losses. The Warriors are in 9th place with 27 losses.
Jeez.
All right?
Jeez.
So don't tell me that it's too late to trade James Wiseman. Don't tell me that. But people are going to pivot to Joe Lacob, Jordan Poole, and then Steve Kerr's going to catch some slugs.
Why do we do this?
Because that's what people do.
They're the reigning champs.
But you want to scapegoat
You're not
James.
entitled to win it every year. It's
what
so
bothers
hard
me,
to win.
What bothers me, and I tweeted this after one game, and people got so angry with me. All the people who you're talking about disrespected James Wiseman. They lost a game. I forget who they lost to. And I said, boy, can't blame James Wiseman for that one. And they went off. Yes, you can. He's taking up a roster spot. Oh, you could have had GP2 back. Blah, blah, blah. Was it James Wiseman's fault that the starter scored 2 points in the last 5 minutes against the Miami Heat? Was it James Wiseman's fault that Jalen Suggs came up with a couple steals late against Orlando? Was it James Wiseman's fault that you blew a 13-point lead in the 4th quarter against Minnesota? Was it James Wiseman's fault that you blew a lead against Boston and lost in overtime? Was it James Wiseman's fault that you lost 3 straight home games after winning the first 5 on the 8-game homestand? Was it James Wiseman's fault you lost the other night in Portland? And you went on a cold streak in the last 5 minutes? Oh, let me guess it was James Wiseman's fault because he was taking up a roster spot. Look, the kid was not a good fit here. He was not a good fit.
Yes.
But to blame the 15th man when I had Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevon Looney, Draymond Green, Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins. Oh, and by the way, we just not going to touch Andre Iguodala taking up a roster spot?
I'm glad you brought him up. You know how many games he's played this year?
4?
3.
Oh, this is wrong.
I'm glad you brought him up.
Wow.
3 games. And we all love Iggy, but like if you're going to do the roster spot thing, like come on. Come on, people.
Iguodala.
Come on, people.
So it is what it is.
I think he has 8 points this year. In like maybe 20-something minutes.
So you know what?
Total.
As Armand said, everybody got what they wanted now. Wiseman's gone. GB2 is back. So now let's play ball. Now I'm ready to go. I don't even want the All-Star break no more. I'm ready to tell Anthony cancel Cabo. I'm ready to roll for the second half of the season.
Time out. How many points for Iggy? You got in my ear there.
Yeah, he's got 7 points. When you say he's got 8?
7.
Yeah.
He's got 7.
In 42 minutes.
42 minutes!
Taken 4 shots. 2 of them have been from 3. He's got a block, though, which is cool, and then 5 turnovers.
So
that's the best season ever from a coach in uniform.
So, you know what? We're here now. Wiseman's gone.
How many podcasts with what's his face?
Evan Turner?
Yeah, how many has he dropped?
He's had a lot.
Has he had more podcasts dropped than points scored this year?
Oh, yeah. No doubt. Easily.
How many episodes?
He's probably 7.